Greetings, folks. Life got you down? Explosion don't feel the same anymore? Have you considered opening your heart to our one and true bomb? Do you wake up in the middle of the night feeling, damn, I really wish I had the power of life and death over people? Well then, it's time to take your meds, or to play a build capable of delivering up to 6 highly explosive payloads, ready to burst open at your very call, while the nurse behind you paid me to distract you long enough while they sedated you. First of all, yes, this is a summoner build, and yes, it's also a bomber build. One does not prevent the other until you pull the pin. And no, this video has not been sponsored by Raytheon yet, but the more important question here is to bomb or to not bomb. Up to you, because there is virtually no change in stats, skill or gear. We sport a high amount of spell power, high crit, decent HP, and a lot of mana to be able to afford those minions and spells. In this video I will go through gear, skill tree, attributes, and more importantly how to level this build. So strap in and let's dive in. Okay, let's look at our gear. First of all, let's look at the magic setup and then we move on the rest. Our main one is Crucible. At the end of Act 2, you get yourself Crucible. When you find Crucible, it will look different. You need to kill a bunch of enemies with Crucible equipped, and then it will turn into this. Here you can use a spell, or if you want to become a bomber, in Act 2, you can get yourself Volatile Summon. Just in case you're new Game Plus items will have generally higher stats than the one of the base game. But as a Summoner special, you can combine Summon of the base game to one of a New Game Plus. For summons, you can use any you want. I will go through the location of the suggested summon you can use while you level up. Rest of the gear, there are only a couple of pieces that I will say that are mandatory. I don't want to spread my points. I want to fully focus on summons, so that means as little as possible in other stats. So critical strike from gear is important. Usurper Crown, this is the only item that will allow you to have 6 summon active. Usurper items as well as royal items. Finish Act 2, you kill the boss, and then you will come to a historic choice. Do not side with the mushroom. No more spoilers. For the rest of the items, for Amulet, we're gonna use Pendant of Endless Study. The higher level you are, powerful it becomes. Yes, we still stack spell power on this build, because it's important to build up damage, because summons at the current stage in this game cannot be buffed by anything else except your spirituality. In case you're low level or you don't want to use Endless Study because you have mana problem, and while you level up, use amulets from Druid Shrines. I mean Waning Moon, Horned Warden, Archdruid. All of them are good, all of them can be used. For gloves, we're gonna use Royal. If you need mana, you can use Tainted Priestess from Act 2. Very common drop in the Forgotten Temple. Archdruid gloves will require you to put a bunch of points in endurance, but it's still a possibility. Night Stalker can be used as well. For chest, if you don't want to use Royal Gown, there is another item that you could use, Unhallowed Divinity. You get this one by doing the main story in Act 2. If you want to play as a pure summoner, no explosion, no spells, use this one. It will give you an insane amount of health. While you level up, use Waning Moon, Battle Mage, whatever you want. For pants, we use Royal. You can use Tainted Priestess. You can use Archdruid if you want. Archdruid will give you little bit more of crit. Now, for boots, I would just suggest to use Royal, because otherwise you're going too low on crit. In that case, you will have to use Archdruid Amulet. You can use Night Stalker as well. You can use any boots that you want. For rings, rings are very important in this build. If you're playing New Game Plus, take 2 Confessor Rings. This is the only item that will give you a boost in spirituality. It's 2 in the base game and 3 in New Game Plus. If you're new to the game, you cannot upgrade jewelry, okay? So keep this in mind. Now, in case you are in the base game and you're like, Past, I don't want to replay this game 2 times, it's boring. You can use a Confessor, could use a mana ring. While you level up, you will still use a mana ring. You can use a Royal Geographer Ring. All mages will take a perk that will allow them to convert movement speed into spell power. In alternative, if you're struggling with mana, you could use a Ring of Reduced Conjuration. By the way, Rings of Reduced Conjuration do not stack, so you can only use one. But remember, best in slot is still Confessor. In alternative, you could get some Perilous Orbs from Act 1 for extra crit. That is also very viable, especially if you remove crit from gear. Last item, the ideal option is Thorn of the Netherbloom. This one is crafted. The recipe you find in Act 3. It will require you to get some monster resin. Monster resin can get in a limited amount every playthrough. If you follow the Alchemist questline in Act 1, you kill the Mistbearer at the top of the map, and then they will send you in Act 2. You follow that quest, eventually you will kill a Gloomfront that dropped this item. If you don't want to do all of that, you need to wait in Act 3. You go to the Stone Warden village. You follow their quest line, spawn the monster you need to kill. In alternative, in case you do not want to craft, or you can't, or you don't want to wait, Wings of the Oracle, it's only 10% critical chance. Yes, I know, nothing else can be used. Main boss of Act 2 in the Forgotten Temple. Usurper, it's an option, again not crafted. During leveling, you can get yourself a nice Priestess Cape for free in Act 1. And that's the gear for you. Let's look at the attributes. First of all, if you're new, you'll be like, well, Pasta, you're level almost 115. Why do you have so many attributes points? This game has several consumables that will give you permanent bonuses to your attribute points. If you level up this build, 6 points in Spirituality, 6 points in Endurance, then Spirituality, Spirituality, Spirituality. If you're crafting yourself the back item that I showed you, then you need 6 points in Perception. Otherwise, my gear doesn't require points in Perception. As you can see, our critical chance is a bit low, but remember, we are a summoner build, we are not a mage, so overall it's good. And if you want more stats, you can put mana relics in your gear. That will make your build exponentially stronger. Now let's look at the skill tree. Fine, how do I put my points while leveling? This is quite easy, contrary to some hybrid builds. Most of our starting point is in Spirituality. We start immediately in Summoning. 1 point in Summoner Battery, 1 point in Prepared Ritual, 2 points in Astral Bond, so we go immediately to 5 summons. Prepared Ritual maxed, 2 points in Power Conduct. We get Invocation of Might, Summoner Battery maxed, Mana Battery maxed, Invigorating Energy, Power and Swiftness, Vortex Sacrifice, All the Line, Feeding Frenzy. And then Mana Infused Blood. We go in combat. If you want to do more spellcasting heavily, put points at the start in Arcane Teaching. We take all these points anyway. Arcane Teaching, Tiresome Wave, Arcane Mark. Then we go in Perception. Extra Lucky maxed, Critical Cascade. Go for the eyes, 1 point in Spite and Cruelty. 2 points in Deep Wounds. 3 points in Exploitation of Affliction. 2 points in Critical Aegis. 2 points in Bloodthirst. We go in Endurance, 3 points in Increased Vitality. We go in Dexterity. By the way, in case you don't know, you're asking, Marksman will affect spells, yes. 1 point in Strong Armor of the Bowmaster, 3 points in Marksman. In Practicality, we take Born in Armor. As soon as you unlock Red Death, you take Plague Warden. And then we shop in the Red Death tree. For these points, we put 1 point in Unbound. We put 2 points in Sorcerer Efficiency, 1 point in Tranquility, 3 points in Arcane Conduit, 2 points in 1 Mastery. Now, as usual, you can take 1 Mastery earlier. As soon as you have Crucible, it will be amazing. I'm gonna go even as farther as to say get Energy Feedback Loop. If you're using elemental spells, you can put 1 point in Imbibed by the Elements, Elemental Shock, then you can even put Elemental Infusion if you want. 3 points in Potent Poison. And then you have some free point. You can put 1 point in Healthy Appetite and down for Unnatural Resilience if you want. Or what I did is put points in Mercantile, and if you want to craft, you can shop points here. And that's pretty much the build for you. Very straightforward, not that much complicated. Okay, this is my Sarras skill tree. We are in the Mystic. Yes, this build has to play Mystic. You don't have ways around it. In order of priority, Mana Spring, Melee Macabre, take Allies Together Strong, take Recovery Focus, take Relic Hunter, and then Parting Gift and Summoner Curse. And then you have 7 points. If you have more points than the one that I did, then you can take Ebb and Flow, Elemental Explosion. You can even take Overcasting if you want. I do not like holding a spell for 4 seconds. And that's pretty much the Sarras skill tree for you. Okay. For this build, my suggested life path is seeking an ancient place of worship and then going directly for healer, because blood transfusion is amazing early on. Get the HP statuette at the end of the corridor. Then don't forget to get the pickaxe and the shovel before leaving the tutorial. If you're playing the tutorial, if you decide to skip, it's fine either way. Go down, trade that health potion for a mana ring. That one is gonna be useful early on.
It's still, they wouldn't be. Ugh.
If you want to get some extra XP and a couple of things to sell, kill Karadok. As you can see it here, you can juggle him. Just stay close enough that he doesn't use a bow or spells, but be ready to dodge, and then you can get him stuck on the boat quite easy. When we land, we immediately go in the mine. We're gonna get the critical ring. There are plenty of iron nodes you can mine as well. It's extra stuff, plus you can always make lockpicks with iron. So, all good things around. But the reason we are here is to get the spell to summon Wolf, because it's gonna be our first summon. After we are done with this, we're gonna go out. Remember to do all the druid shrines in every single act. Don't you dare skipping even one. Those bonuses are permanent, and the gear as well is very useful. To the shrine, we're gonna dig out two very important items. One is the Ring of Novice for mana regeneration, and a bit later it's our first suggested wand, which will help out with the cost of our spells. Afterward we can get, this is optional but I suggest to do it, on the shore you can get your first spirituality set, the Warn Old Druid. Then we go and get our mana ring in the tavern, do a small jumping puzzle and you get it. In case, save before jumping. If you fail the jump, that way you don't have to go up again.
Oi, Noel, what if I pulled Excalibur from that stuff, but it broke, but only at the tip?
Then go and get your Grindilo summon, which is extremely strong and will carry you for the entirety of Act 1. Yes, I know there are other summons that you can use, Corpse Eater, Keeper, but I like to keep this video short if possible. You can find the location of Map Genie regardless. Keep doing the shrines until you get your Waning Moon Amulet and equip it. That's pretty good. Then go and get the Spellslinger set. That one is quite an upgrade for you and doesn't have any endurance requirement, contrary to what Waning Moon asks you.
My shield is a fortress. This fight is mine.
Get the priestess cloak. You will keep that one for a while. If you want, this is optional, you can always explore and get the Battle Mage set in the old Druid cave. Some of the pieces like the helmet are quite good early on. In Act 2, we immediately need to switch our summons, especially if you're playing Veteran in lower difficulty is less noticeable because the Grindy low are not as durable. The damage is still decent, but not durability. So you can get the Skeleton Knight almost immediately behind the city. Requires no fighting, just run away. In alternative, you can also get Crystal Crawler summon. That is up to you. Master Assassin are quite strong and are advised to get them. As usual, you can run through the Red Death Stronghold. Just don't get yourself killed. You can loot them behind here. Plus you unlock a teleporter, which is quite useful for when you go and do the Red Death questline. To get the Volatile summon, you cannot go directly. If you go there, the body is not gonna be there, so you need to spawn it. To spawn it, there are two ways. If everything goes right, just to the Red Priest house, speak with all three, pick their quest or whatever. Then wait 1 or 2 days and go to the village.
Start with that position.
Oh, hello there. Ah, the cat take do. What brings you this way? It's not. You. What brings you this way?
If the body is not there for some reason, finish the quest for the priest Fields of Light. But if all goes right, there is no need to do that. And that's pretty much it.
And exactly. So here, I think maybe.
And that's it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and maybe consider even subscribing for more gaming content of very questionable quality. Have fun playing Tainted Grail. If you have any doubts or questions, let me know in the comments. And I will see you in the next video.